Hello, hello, hello. Hey, y'all. So we are going to start chapter 2 of Number the Stars. And chapter 2 is called Who is the Man Who Rides Past? So if you're on campus, raise your hand. Who do you think this man is? And if you're on Zoom, type it in the chat. Teachers, feel free to pause this and take some answers. Who is the man who rides past? Who do you think is going to come up in chapter 2? So, before we get started, I want us to review some characters. So, let's remember, we've got Anne-Marie Johansson. She's blonde, she's ambitious, and she is our main character. So, most of the story is going to be from Anne-Marie's perspective. Then we've got Kirsty Johansson, Anne-Marie's little sister. She's a little bit childish, she's very outspoken, speaks her mind just like most little kids do. We have Mrs. Johansson, who is Anne-Marie and Kirsty's mama. Ellen Rosen, Anne-Marie's best friend and neighbor, who's got brown hair. She's a lot quieter than Marie, more reserved. And there's Mrs. Rosen, who is Ellen's mom. Let's review what's happening. Teachers, if you can have your scholars read our 5 bullet points to let us know what is happening in our story so far. My joy moment is I made a New Year's resolution to read more. Yes, I am a reading teacher, but I'm going to tell you a secret. Miss Watson's been really bad about reading on her own recently. So I have decided I want to read every night before bed, even if it's only 5 minutes. And so I am reading this book that I really like so far. It's called Lies My Teacher Told Me, Everything Your American History Textbook Got Wrong. So, just like Mrs. Greenwood, the author James W. Loewen discovers the real story of what happened in history and shares it with the readers. So I learned a lot of interesting information already about people like Helen Keller and Christopher Columbus that our history textbooks left out. So I'm excited to keep reading it and talk to Mrs. Greenwood a little bit about history. So for your do now, y'all have an open-ended question. You're going to look at this picture right here and read it. All right, this is going to talk about rationing during World War II. Rationing meaning that it's like a controlled sharing of food and resources, right? So right now, I can go to H-E-B, and if I wanted to, I could buy the whole butter aisle, and no one could tell me not to. But if there was rationing, I might only be able to buy 1 stick of butter at a time, so that everyone who could have butter who wanted butter. We might have remembered this happening at the start of COVID-19. People were like rushing to Costco to get toilet paper because for some reason they thought the world was going to run out of toilet paper, and what would they do? So some stores started limiting people to only get like 1 or 2 big pockets of toilet paper, right? So that's rationing. Sometimes we have to divide resources more equally so that we don't run out. So you're going to read that little section, and then you are going to answer the question. Imagine the Danish people did not have enough food, clothing, or other important materials, but did not begin a rationing system. What might happen if they let everyone buy the amount of food and clothes that they wanted to? So you're going to put your answer right here. And then I'll see you later at the next video. That was uneventful. Sorry.